Salutations, my main Milky Goddards. Are you ready for your daily dose of Shaq's Day Out reading?
Shaq's Day Out. We follow Shaq as a teenager and his life at high school. Will he have a good day or will it all be ruined? Find out when we return to Total Drama Island. Chapter 1. Waking Up to the Beautiful Day. This is the story of one man's gallbladder. Shaq's Kermit alarm clock rang with its heavy chips as always. Wake up, you old spice, his mother told him. Shaq getting up as his head glistens in the brutal sunlight. Why am I a bald like Caillou? Why must the good bald and young? He rushes downstairs to eat before his brother eats all the croissants. Halfway through his meal, he hears the thuds of his brother walking down the stairs. Yes, are you going to finish that croissant? He rips the croissant out of his hands, like how a vacuum sucks up the dust on the floor. His father Vincent has returned from a night of drinking Pepsi with Jack Ogre. He is still hungry as he patiently waits for his bus to arrive. He stands with his friends Boris and Eugene. Finally on the bus, they begin a conversation about what to do after school. Let's play b-ball, mates, Shaq says while sweating a drop of sweat from his shiny head. Alright, but you always win, big guy, Boris says while looking up to Shaq's pulsating left back. Plus, afterwards, you need to drive me to my tap dancing lessons. Ugh, you still take those? Pfft, what a kid, says Eugene. At least I don't believe in all that genie nonsense, says Boris. Ladies, please, control yourselves. Shaq's abdominal muscles jiggled in the rough road. Sorry about that, Shaq, Bus Mufasa said as his mane floated in a succulent breeze. They arrived at school.
First period. As Shaq walked into his class, something felt different. Oh yeah, it's new seats. Whiny.
Period 2. Jurgen von Stangl, the school's bully, was temporary teacher of this class. He told them the history of a war and about a man who invented fighting. Jurgen von Stangl then herded them onto a boat and began to beat the crap out of every single one of them. Jock Jockington fought back with all of his might. He won only because Mini Jorgen broke out and blew up Stangl. Those who didn't die escaped. Back in the classroom, Shaq finds Annette, the Meverse peer. Hey, I saw you on TV last night. Flashback. New cringe flakes. Awful. New taste. Oh yeah, Bulby is slapping tap dancing in the distance to his new mixtape, Slap Clap, featuring croissant juice. In his attempt to end the Jorgenfield Holocaust, Jock had acquired his new nickname, Meathead. Shaq's class continues, but Boris's enemy named Portuguese Man-O-Wars, P.S. I have absolutely no idea why I wrote that, walks in. He is a pile of goo that can't walk. The rivalry ends. Wah.
In Massachusetts, they call it Gym class. In Shaq's gym class, Shaq encountered a problem with a certain man bikini. He goes by the name of Carl, says Boris. Is that Storm's man bikini with Kenny Kenish? That's Mama bikini to you, Shaq. Shaq's self-esteem is ripped instantly as he knows that he will never be a better man bikini. Shaq hopped on a treadmill and ran like a dysfunctional nun trying to roleplay. Like 90% of me. He lost some weight. A minute, why am I making a pun? Shaq ran and he jumped and ran, but he never reached it. The picture of his idol, a chipmunk. Get off the treadmill, said a man in a Kermit the Frog suit. I need to not look like I'm middle-aged, mate. Man in Kermit the Frog suit hops on a treadmill, while his immense fat jiggled in a fashion that a jellyfish dying on land would be. Shaq, walking out, begins playing some b-ball outside of the school with Eugene, Boris, Scrappy, Shadow, and a Tylenol cap. Shaq's head reflected so much sunlight that it burnt the eye sockets of Shadow. Shadow walked away carrying his souls and blatant souls elsewhere. Tylenol cap gets a sick dunk except he can't move and has no forearms. Scrappy gets upset at his loss and face shifts into Scrappy von Stangl. Only to trip on Tylenol cap. You nincompingus, you will pay. He rips his shirt off and fires sonic lasers out of his nipples. The ground around the cap was burnt like my shake, but the cap remained unharmed. Scrappy suddenly gets picked up by an exterior force and swung around like a rag doll in a dishwasher. Wait, We will bury you! He is thrown, and the cap radiates an odor. Moist.
Crock block. The bell rings and Shaq takes off his sweat-drenched shirt and squeezes out the moistness. All right, you imbeciles, get on the bus, Mr. Cracker said. We're taking a field trip to the zoo. Shaq gets supple with glee and refuses to put his shirt on for the rest of the story. Lenny made a face at Shaq, causing Shaq to immediately put his shirt back on. Tim Stubby gets constipated and the bus is forced to pull over. Bus Mufasa gets pissed at him and he drives away while he's still pissing. Said Tim Stubby. He hopped in his Hummer bomb and drove into the sunset. The oops wounds still germinate within him. At the zoo, Shaq sees a wild Fieldgar. Oh, look at the kitty cat, Shaq said as he squirted some Gold Bond into a bowl for Fieldgar. See that weird kid Shaq? I hear he drinks Gold Bond with his cereal, Shaq overheard Kowalski say. Are you going to take that, Shaq? Terry Crews said. I'm very sensitive, and that hurt my nipple muscles. His eyes began to moisten. Terry Crews' fist hardened. Hey, meathead, Terry said. What do you want? Kowalski replied. Terry responded by falcon punching him through 17 trees. Mr. Cracker didn't notice or care for any of this. He was wandering around in the gorilla exhibit playing Pokemon Go. Suddenly, Toby yelled, Oh my goodness, that man is being dragged around by a gorilla! Oh wait, it's Mr. Cracker, never mind. Cracker used Croc Block on the gorilla, but nothing happened. Gah! Put me down, you sorrow excuse for a primate. The gorilla smashed him back and forth before exclaiming, Donkey Kong! And then slamming him in a spit-swapping makeout match. Anyway, Shaq stopped crying and thanked Terry. Together they nurtured each other's skins powerfully with Old Spice and Gold Bond. Created a mix so powerful, everyone around them exploded, including Bert and Dwayne, who always explode. Later, Mufasa gathered everyone on the bus who didn't explode, and they went back to school for the next period.
Health class. As Shaq walked into health class, his teacher, Bilford Wimley, told him to sit next to Slim Goodbody. Do we really need that? Shaq points at Slim, who viciously flexes his abs in his skin-tight muscle seat. He turns to Sheen. Ultra Lord, my faux shizzle. Shh! I think Mr. Wimley is talking. Sheen, shut up. Go to the principal. He leaves hastily, as he doesn't want to aggravate his glandular disorder. Here, Cringe Master, you can sit here, Shaq says, while his hands get clammy, with all the bile his liver is secreting. Cringe Master sits down as crawling in my skin blasts. Mr. Crocker comes in from his room across the hall. What is that wretched screech? It's making my abs pulsate. He looks at Shaq. Can I speak to you? He takes him outside. I saw your hands get clammy, and I knew you would want to join me in the SOCH, or Society of the Clammy Hands. Okay, I guess. The meeting will be after school tonight. He returns to class as he gets a dirty look from Robot Companion. What's his problem? He says to Alexander. He can't speak, as his Perry the Platypus turtleneck covers his mouth. At the principal's office, Sheen is sitting as he licks an ice cream cone in the shape of Jimmy's head as he waits to see the principal. Sheen, the principal will see you now. He looks at her. Raz, did you do something with your hair? File your damn paperwork. He runs from the monster. Ultra Lord can't save you now. He sprints like a nun with epilepsy to into Principal Prickly's office. Principal Prickly looked like a steamed vegetable, only speedboatish. Sheen, it was a brisk day in our school, and I was taking Cameron, my pet Shiel, for a stroll when I took an innocent visit to the computer lab, Prickly began. Everyone was freaking out over the repulsive images on the computer screens. The superintendent, man in the yellow hat, walked in and said, Who's been drawing dolphins? Then, Kenichi explained, You're just salty because that someone called you a dolphin on the internet. And that's when he lost it. I almost lost my job because of you, Sheen. Sheen pooped a small sea lion statue made of aluminum in fear. I'm promoting you to Scrub Monkey 3rd class. Now you must clean out the computer's hard drives. Sheen sorrowfully walked to the lab with his head in his sweaty shirt.